are now 79 days into the journey, 79 days of semen retention. And the first, part of this journey has just been cleaning up all my bad habits, everything from my past, everything that I was ignoring. Now, finally, it feels like it's all cleaned up. Like it's all done, all the work is done. And now I can finally just move forward. I have so much just like mental space now. There's no more like clutter. I cleaned up everything. Every bad habit that I was ignoring. It started with the worst habit of them all, the corn addiction and doing all that daily, maybe multiple times a day. Cleaning that up first was the activation, the first pillar in order to actually clean up everything else. Like if you can't resist the temptation of lust, it's going to be so much more difficult to, resist the temptation of anything else. Because your conscience knows deep down that you're not capable of resisting temptation of anything. And that's all any of this is. Resisting the temptation and actually having some sort of willpower to get things going. If you are able to resist the temptation of lust, woman, all the things that people tell you are good, it's good to have this sort of balance. It's the right thing to do. It's the next move in life. By a certain age, you should be married. You should be looking to have kids. Your grandparents will be pressuring you to have kids at a certain age because they did. Well, number one, they lived in a whole different world, but that's a whole different topic. But number two, if you want certain things for your life, if you truly want success, you have to ignore all of that. Ignore all of that. Because the funny thing is, right? The funny thing is, if you don't want that instant gratification, if you resist that at all costs in every single aspect of your life, it starts with women, but if you're able to avoid the instant gratification of women, what will you want out of your life? You will be focused enough to activate some sort of success. If you resist lust, gaming, social media, junk food, all of those temptations, if you get to a point in your life where you're not tempted by any of that, you're only tempted by, wanting to become better, that's when you start to win. That's when you can actually start building upon your character. Otherwise, you will fall. There's no other way around it. If you want to be super successful in, a financial regard, in a character building regard, there's no other way around it. Just diving into your desire of woman for the sake of, I'm getting older, or this is what I'm supposed to do, or I feel like being in love right now, even though you don't have things worked out, financially or spiritually, you don't even know who you are yet. So to bring somebody else within your circle without knowing who you are yet will be absolutely impossible to truly develop your character after this point. Because now you're going to be a unit, which is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing at all. But you need to become the character first, and then you can combine and become the unit. Because you will know who you are, and you will not change that in any regard. So she will just mold to you naturally, and you become a unit in that sense. Otherwise, you will become a unit when you don't know your character yet, and you will try to mold to her. You'll try to mold to each other, and that doesn't work. Eventually, that'll just fall apart. And then you're not going to be as focused on making all the money. Truly pushing the needle ahead to get successful. And utilizing all of your time properly. You're going to have to spend time with her, on her, thinking about her. And we don't have time for that right now. We don't have the mental capacity for that. That's for later on. If you push this to a later on point in life, brother, women aren't going anywhere. There will always just be women around. So if you truly just work on your character and develop yourself within this time frame, within this period, the options will only be better. And you yourself will only be better. You should only be tempted by a woman at a certain point in the game. But if you don't have money right now, if you don't know who you are, if you don't have a career, if you don't have a direction, you're going to mess up your entire life. You're going to ruin your entire life if you get trapped now. Your 20s and 30s, they're all for building. The greatest movie characters, the greatest people in history. Do you think they had this hyper fixation on their woman? No, absolutely not. They were obsessed with their craft and getting better at it. Look at Alexander the Great, one of the greatest examples in history. You think he cared? No, he was on a mission. He wanted to take over the world. And then he did. He wasn't tempted by a woman. He wasn't tempted by, any of this in the beginning stages. That's how he got everything he ever wanted. And then eventually, he did get tempted. Not too much by a woman, but, as, it's said historically, I don't know this for sure, but he was tempted by, alcohol. He got addicted to drinking, and that led to his downfall. That could have led to his early death. But before that, he had created a life worth living. He gave it his all. He sacrificed everything. He always put it on the line. He was a leader. He was a true leader. He would go out to battles, and he would be on the front lines. He'd be the first person to go. Right? That's what a true leader is. Somebody who's actually willing to walk the walk. These presidents nowadays and all these people who try to be in this position of leadership just by popular vote, quote unquote. That's all a facade. They're no leader. They can't even stay away from a cheeseburger. They can't even stay away from the lust of women. A man who can't stay away from the lust of woman, right? You can't trust that sort of person. And that leads to every man's downfall. Eventually, every single time. So, you have to delay that gratification of getting the woman now. I know It feels right. You want it. You're young, horny, all that shit. I get it. Your testosterone's through the roof, especially if you're training and like your diet's on point and you're a good-looking guy, like things like that. And you get all this female attention, and now you have to ignore all of it. It sounds insane, but trust me, if you just do that for in the perspective of everything, in the short term, 5 years is not a long time. If you just give that up for 5 years and instead focus that sexual energy on your craft, then you will succeed. You will succeed. 100%. When you have no distraction like that, you will succeed. And then eventually, you can go to your device. You could go to your vices. You can whatever. After that point, it doesn't matter. After you bought your mom a home, after you retired your mom and retired your family, after you're okay financially, and you can literally do nothing for the rest of your life and still stay afloat and still make money, at that point you can do whatever. But up until that point, play the game right. Stop playing it in reverse and thinking that having a kid now or this or that is like just the right move on the board, when it's just not. It's just that social, societal pressure to do this and do that, have a kid. Now, you're 30, 35, you gotta have a kid. Why? Especially if you're a man, like, you have all the time in the world to do that. Most great people, most great movie characters, they don't have this significant other because they're just on their mission. You need to have enough time within your day to be on your mission. And usually, you can't incorporate a woman into the world with that. You can date around, you could mess around with women, right? On this journey, you can't because you gotta be fully locked in. But in general, once you get to a certain point, you can still date around and do all this. But it's not going to fulfill you like you think it will. It is great in all, but you may lose yourself within this. You may lose the character that you could have gained within this time frame. And then when it all falls apart, now you're almost 40 years old. And now you got to start from scratch at 40. When you could have just done it in your 20s, early 30s, and got it done then. You would have completed the mission. And you would have still been striving for more. Like, the thing is, I will never retire. Whatever I do, whatever I end up doing in life in general, I will never just retire. What is the point of that? Retiring for what? If I do something that I love, why would I want to retire? What would be the purpose otherwise? Maybe I would retire from trying to make more money once I have a certain amount of money. But I wouldn't retire from trying to get better. Trying to still develop myself until I physically can't anymore. When I can't walk anymore, when I truly can't anymore, then that's okay. I'll still try to figure it out, right? If I can't walk, I'll still get my push-ups in off the wheelchair. I'll still find a way to get it done. But that's not, most people look to this like dream life of getting married young, having kids young, then working for 20, 30, 40 years, and then retiring and enjoying life at that point. when you could just say fuck all that and start enjoying it now? Why can't you just activate that and start enjoying it now? Stop giving a fuck so much. Start being a little bit more stupid and whimsical and just go out and get what you want. And do that all now. Do not focus on any woman, anything like that. It's not time for family right now. It's not time for this. It's not time for that. It's time to better yourself. Master who you are. And everybody on an individual level is a bit different. You know, you might have different vices than me. You might have a different sort of willpower than me. You have different past experiences that shape you. And genetically, those things shape you as well. So everybody's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, every man needs purpose. Otherwise, they're a dead man walking. All of them are dead men walking if they have no intrinsic purpose to this. And it's not about money, but the money comes with it. Once you truly chase your purpose, the money comes with it. Eventually, the woman come with it. And then if you could keep just resisting the temptation of the instantaneous pleasure of food, this, that. Number one, you'll get older and older, but you'll only get healthier and healthier. You'll look better and better as time goes on. As a man, you know, you'll have more and more and more muscle if you truly actually plant that seed now and water it over years and decades. This starts from like this point now. Decades later, you will thank yourself. Grace, like you will be enamored by who you were and how much of an animal and a beast you were back then. And you'll be even more of a beast like in the future, because you're just gonna keep on growing and getting better. But you know, ripping the band-aid off now is the most important and probably the most hardest part of the entire process. But once you rip that band-aid off and you're able to see, for the first time in your life, you're truly able to just see everything for what it is, and you stop giving a fuck about everything besides you and your purpose. That is the only thing that matters when you are a younger man. That is what love is. The passion for your purpose. That is true love. True love with yourself. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. You need to discover what that purpose and passion is. Everybody has their own divine purpose. And you will find it along this journey. You know, far enough into this journey, you will just get directed directly to it. I would say about 60 to 70 days in, you will know what your purpose is. You will know if you're here to help people, if you're here to inspire people, if you're here to entertain people. You will understand, you know, what your point of leverage is to make a living doing what you love, your purpose. You will just start to understand all this. And then you will just have all the energy and willpower now to just get things done on autopilot. Because you treat your body more as just this machine, this vessel for your spirit to grow. So you just make this vessel do what it has to do. You tell it to, you know, shut up and just get the work done. And that's it. Like, you just start to win on autopilot. That's what this journey becomes. And I haven't, done such like massive I haven't made massive amounts of money yet from my passion or anything like that, but I just know that I'm going to. I know that is just the inevitable outcome of what's going to happen. Like, there's zero doubt in my mind. It's like if I flick a light switch on, I know the light is going to come on. Like, I know that's just going to be the outcome of the income. So, the outcome of following my passions will just lead me to the successful life that I always dreamed of. But it connects the dots. It connects all the dots for you and then helps you along the way. And then makes you more and more and more luckier. You show up more so you're more ready for all the opportunity. Last night I was just grinding away on the laptop. I finally had a day off. And usually on my days off, I'm a bit more tired and I get a little bit more rest. I try to reset my body and just try to chill a bit. But there was no chilling. This is the first week probably in my entire life where I didn't kick back and go on social media and scroll and just chill and just do nothing, just be entertained. I didn't do that at all. I woke up and I was just focused on my entire mission through and through, doing everything that I had to do within the day and then got it done. I was working on the laptop for 7 hours to the point where I felt a little bit nauseous because I'm not used to that yet. But I was creating, a bunch of stuff for my business and it just felt so good. It felt so purposeful and just I was so happy doing it. And then I still work my 9 to 5 as well, but that's getting a little bit more difficult as time goes on because the people who love me, and then the people who hate me, hate me. This guy the other day that I've never seen in my life, tried to just start a problem with me. Just because I told him, get out of my space, straight up. And then he tried to start a problem with me. And try to make it about, race or all this stupid shit. I was like, no, bro, I need my own space. Get away from me, man. What the fuck? What do I gotta explain myself? And then he eventually just walked away. Like a little bitch. But yeah, people have either been loving me or hating me. There's been no in between lately. And I don't like that because it weeds out, the people I fuck with from the people I don't fuck with. And work has been phenomenal as well. Let me say this. It is a busy week at my work right now. And I've just been having the time of my life. When I get there, I'm just fired up. Because I know this is the last part of my, 9 to 5 arc. And maybe this goes on for the next 6 months, another year. I don't know. But just the process of growing just feels good. It just all becomes fun. This game just becomes fun. Because that's all this is. It's a just fun game to play. And that's what I'm doing. I've never had this much fun in life in general. By just doing the hard things, doing the hard work. And seeing the results from it. And understanding that the results will all just come eventually. I just gotta be consistent. That's all it is. Just be consistent with your mission. And get better and better and better. And then the results are just inevitable. So I know my dream reality is right around the corner. So I'm not tripping on anything, you know? I haven't thought about money in I don't even know how long. I just know that's gonna flow right back to me. You know, I spend it like whatever. I spend it on things that like I need for my business, like it's nothing, like things like that, you know? Or things that just might help me manifest quicker. Like the Porsche that I rented for my vacation coming up in like 2 weeks. You'll see it in the videos in 2 to 3 weeks. I'll be making these videos in a Porsche for a couple of days. Just fucking max LARPing. I mean, I'm letting you guys know it's a rental though, I'm not LARPing. But yeah, just like manifesting in that way as well. Like I need to know what it's like to drive a Porsche, or drive a sports car in general. I never even drove one. To know like, okay, this is just a test drive for then my eventual vehicle as well. Like I don't really care about these material things, but they're just that little like extra tickle of motivation from things of my past. You know, when I was a kid I wanted all these things, so it kind of fulfills that little side of him. And plus, like, money is replenishable, so getting rid of it is like part of the process of making more. You know, I can't hold on to any of it. I don't take it with me. I just care about building my character. So if I spend all my money on a stupid car, number one, I'll just make more. No problemo. And number two, whatever, man. That's how I want to live. And I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You know, when I get back from vacation, I was going to look for apartments in Texas, my dream location. But I think I'll hold back on that maybe for a month or two more, you know? Make sure that the business is really like moving at that point. I have enough money where I could just rent an apartment out there for a year and not really think about it. But for right now, I have a pretty decent setup right where I'm at, you know? I don't need to change it immediately. There will be a point in time when I do. But when I get back, I'm probably going to get a motorcycle, learn how to drive one. I've always wanted to. And that's part of the character that I want to be. I want to be the guy that drives a fucking motorcycle. I want to be the guy that drives a fucking sports car, lives in a penthouse, is ripped all the time just because. I'm trying to become fucking Batman out here, man. And save motherfuckers' lives by just motivating them, telling them that all they need is the accountability and to take action on their dreams and cut all the bullshit out. Once you do that, anything is possible, and you can actually manifest and unfold the reality that was always there for you. That's all it is. You think about the reality, you say it out loud, and then that's it. You forget it. You just take the actions to do it. And your body will just force you to do it. You'll see. But you have to be on the journey of semen retention as well. There's no way around it. There's none. I thought maybe there was. There's no way around it. Unless, you know, as above, so below. You do some, like, fucking dark magic shit. But you don't want to do that, obviously. Because that comes with really bad things. That's not good for your character at all. So just elevate your vibrations. And I'm going to start making, like, you know, more master classes on manifestation and get really, really deep into it. Because I've been studying it for quite a bit now. But I need the proof of concept now for you guys to really, really, like, just understand. You know, when this channel just keeps on growing, And then you can backtrack all of the consistency. And then you'll see my bank account growing by just the reflection of, the material things I may have. My body, I'm still working on it, still work in progress, but I'm getting leaner and leaner and leaner. But I'll say in a couple weeks, months time maybe, I'll be shredded out of my mind. And that's just another proof of concept of what you're actually capable of if you just stay consistent. That's all it is. Stay consistent on your purpose, on building your character, and everything else will follow. The woman, the money, the fame, whatever you want, it will follow. Depending on your archetype, depending on what is meant for you. But you'll find out what's meant for you along this journey. You'll know what you're supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to be a pilot, like the best pilot ever. And that's like your individual journey. But like you'll get this notion like 60, 70 days in. You'll get these uploads in your head and like you'll see videos of planes and pilots, and out of nowhere you'll kind of get this inspiration even if you never even thought of this. But now it's like, I need to be a pilot. Like you'll feel that need to be a pilot. And then because you're on semen retention, your body will just force you to do the actions necessary in order to become the pilot now. And just understand that that's your new character. That's the character that you need to lead to. You're the pilot. So then you do the things that a pilot would do. And that's how you truly manifest. That's how everything, all of this just ties together. That's everything right there. But, we're going to keep going strong on this journey, and I'm going to keep documenting day by day by day. Just keep it up, y'all. And if you guys are on this journey too, let me know like how far in you guys are. How many days, weeks, months, whatever, years. But yeah, if you haven't gave it a try so far, just give it a shot. Give it a shot. What do you have to lose? Nothing. It's free. It's extremely difficult, but extremely rewarding. So just pick your heart. I love you guys as always. Just start